Hello everyone. Welcome to Mystery Theatre. Today, Lois is the sole suspect. Even her London-based daughter Celine received a notice from the town police. Celine hasn't been home for 18 years, taking the ferry, dreaming of the town's feast. With her foggy memory, she barged into the police station. Even though she was just 13 last time they met, old Sheriff John recognized her instantly like he saw a living fossil. Her identity was quite the puzzle, but old Sheriff John's heart nearly skipped a beat, because her father's accident was one wild tale. This Lone Ranger, Don, has spent 30 years treating work like family, tackling 86 cases and solving a whopping 85 of them. The case of Celine's father was the exception, haunting him like a recurring nightmare, truly a case of family secrets can't go. But when she caught sight of her daughter, Lois became as gentle as a big cat. Having not seen each other for years, the mother and daughter hugged tightly. It was truly heartwarming. However, Celine didn't seem thrilled with this closeness. After all, those reunions were unique. Subtitles. Folks in the town still believed that the perpetually successful Lois had planned her husband's accident. Despite the slight estrangement between the mother and daughter, Celine still made up her mind to persuade her mother to be a little more tolerant towards the people in the town. After all, everyone has experienced a broken heart at some point. Lois wasn't having any of it. She insisted she didn't kill anyone, even if she personally held a grudge against those harsh folks. This girl finally comes home, and her house looks like it just stepped out of a horror movie. And it's been plastered with artwork from some mischievous kids. Despite the chaos, a mother-daughter reunion made Lois feel like $1,000,000. Subtitles. Since the home phone had been cut off, Celine had no choice but to go to the town to buy some food. Lois happily assisted her daughter in packing, and it was then that I discovered the sports medicine in the bag. During dinner, Celine was puffing cigarettes and sipping alcohol like she was auditioning for a role on TV. Lois, concerned, urged her daughter to drink less, thinking, "This really feels like a dream." She vividly recalled the day that shifted their mother-daughter relationship when Joe came home acting like the king of the world. What a drag. While firing off critiques at Lois like a machine gun, he was too busy with his drink and the hilariously entertaining Willa. During the conversation, Lois noticed to her surprise that Joe's pants were actually ripped well. This truly fits the saying, "Look, it's a terrific show." Unable to hold back, she burst out laughing, which led to an even bigger conflict. After hearing the whole tale, Celine couldn't help but cry, wondering, should I even trust Mom? After all, Dad had kicked the bucket ages ago, and this was a thorn in her heart for years. So Celine suggested her mom find a lawyer, but Lois brushed her off, thinking, "The only thing I care about is you." Although they hadn't seen each other for ages, Lois was still worried sick for her daughter. That hand of hers had seen it all. Wasn't this the result of 22 years of thug training under Willa? Willa demanded the windows get their daily cardio for 2 hours, and kitchenware had to shine like it was brand new. Toilets had to be scrubbed with a mix of baking soda and vinegar. What a magic cleaner indeed. Tablecloths, napkins, and handkerchiefs all had to be hand-washed and ironed. Her daily routine was some extreme sport. The kitchen tools had to be mildew-free. She was basically a mold exterminator. Willa lived like a queen. Her love life was more royal single, with hubby only showing up once every summer. But he just played ball solo and didn't even notice Willa. What a real charmer. Willa paid Lois $40 a week, but she budgeted like a pro, saving up for Celine's college fund. Although Willa was harsh, her trust in Lois could be described as a walking piggy bank. Whenever there was a big occasion, Lois was the event organizer. Soon after, Willa's husband kicked the bucket in a car accident, and Lois had never seen Willa so cheerful. Subtitle: Willa sold the estate that her husband owned before his death, then moved Lois to a swanky, detached mansion. Lois became Willa's full-time maid, knowing all too well this job was akin to living in hell. Learning her mom had suffered for her sake, Celine got a bit antsy, as it differed greatly from her memories. Right then, Old Sheriff John and his assistant arrived to collect Lois here for a theme party. Though Celine wasn't keen on it, John pressed Lois with the threat of detention. Left with no choice, Lois let John tug a few strands, talk about a hair-raising incident. Lois had a vague sense this was all too closely tied to the case. Old John had a hunch Willow was done in by. He discovered her father's accident 18 years ago and how it intertwined with her. Yet the evidence. A new case involves Lois. She plans to merge the two, a sparkling scheme. Before leaving, John made a request to Lois, asking to retrieve her treasures from Willow's place. The assistant eagerly agreed, and John's presence seemed to pull Celine's memories back into the live show. After her father's death, she and her mother were interrogated by Old John, and Celine's memory was as if in a fog. But now she felt a bit lost. John wanted her to spill the beans on the past. The day her father had his mishap was fortuitously rare, yet she stayed overnight at the hotel. She had no clue about her father's real cause of death. It was all shrouded in mystery. Outside, the local ruffian showed up again.